Hello everyone and welcome to our latest Whirlwind Heights Forecast Summer update. And this is going to be a wild forecast. It might be the longest forecast we've made on this channel thus far. So we got an insane amount of weather to unpack. We got critical fire risk out there in the Pacific Northwest. We got a lot of severe weather to unpack. Significant severe weather is anticipated in our day 3 and 4 outlooks. And we also have we're not talking about flooding, which isn't too bad, but we're also talking about an insane heat wave that is ongoing and is expected to continue. I've been talking about this thing forever, and we got so much more to unpack, including tropical storm Faso, which is set to possibly make landfall on Hawaii as a tropical storm, which I've observed is pretty rare. And you can't get tropical storms near Hawaii. I've not seen one make landfall in a few years. Or go near Hawaii at tropical storm intensity like that, where it could actually cause significant flooding and significant winds, and also coastal flooding and storm surge are all concerns. And then we also have to talk about Hurricane Geneva, that is one of the Pacific Ocean, that is expected to become a Category 4 hurricane. This is just such a wild forecast. We are literally 1 minute and 40 seconds into this intro. This is the longest intro we've had on our channel. So without much more to talk about in this intro, let's roll the forecast. Alright guys, and we're starting off with today's risk of severe weather. So I'm going to go with that real quick. We got a slight risk of severe weather, 1 for Montana, 1 for South Dakota. Our tornado risk doesn't exist in either of the slight risk. It actually exists over here in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Our tornado risk is actually low today because of how hot it is, which we're going to talk about that soon. But if it's a conditional risk, if storms can become surface-based, if we can have a discrete cell here, then there is an elevated tornado risk and possibly a strong tornado. But it's just so hot that it's going to make it super hard for that to happen. However, we do have 2 slight risk of damaging winds having hatchings for them, 1 in Montana, 1 for South Dakota. So if you live in either of these hatchings, if you live anywhere in this risk of severe weather today, be sure to stay alert. This is your hail risk, which is again for Minnesota and Wisconsin, just for a larger area of the 2 states. And then our day 2 outlook is another slight risk for Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa as well, where a tornado risk is a 2% right now for eastern Wisconsin, but we do have a significant damaging wind risk, a 15% CIG wind risk, and then a 15% hail risk for Wisconsin. So be sure to stay alert tomorrow if you live in the Midwest. And then our days 3 right now is a slight risk of severe weather out here in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, just generally here in the Ohio Valley, as well as the Great Lakes region, where we could see a very significant severe weather event. Because there is a risk of significant severe weather. We could see a couple strong tornadoes on our day 3 if things come together, and then our day 4 is right now for the Mid-Atlantic. Our day 3, I don't know about, if things do come together, there could be a couple strong tornadoes, and maybe a small-scale tornado outbreak. Our day 4 right now is a slight risk of severe weather here for the Mid-Atlantic, specifically Virginia and North Carolina. And then there's no other outlooks past that. Alright, and then now we literally have to go straight back to our to the outlooks, because we gotta do something else. Look at this. there is a critical fire risk right now for the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington, Montana. If you live in this area, you need to be ready for wildfires and be prepared just in case you have to evacuate, because there are going to be fire. It looks like there are going to be fires in this area and favorable conditions. And then here in northern Montana and then in Oregon, as well as northeastern California, including also Reno, Carson City, Nevada, you all are again under a critical fire risk tomorrow. So yeah, it is another concerning risk. I mean, so I again gotta be ready. And if you work as a firefighter, probably need to get ready just in case you have, because you might have to do. And be careful with any lighters and stuff. I would not recommend camping in these conditions. It is a very dangerous wildfire risk. And now let's go over our excessive rainfall outlooks, which are, we do have a slight risk on the coast of North and South Carolina, which results in a moderate risk in this area for so many days. There's another slight risk for Arkansas and Memphis, and then another one for New Mexico. So generally, not much, and then there's not much I see after that. Alright, and then let's go to our jet stream, and this is GFS here, so it's a longer term. Here you go. Look at that. This is what's bringing the severe weather to the country, and then I do think this ridge here is eventually going to break down, so I think the heat's actually going to shift to west. It's going to seem like it's shifting west here, and we're going to have severe weather here in the Ohio Valley. It seems like it's going to stay active. So yeah, get ready. It looks like we're going to have some pretty active severe weather. And as you can see right now, there's a ridge here in the Great Plains. That is what's bringing these insane temperatures that we're going to talk about here in a moment. Like, it's just insanity. And then, I mean, this is still going to be, there's still going to be some heat in, like, this area. So, yeah, get ready. But we also have insane heat in the Southwest, too. So let me look to that. So I'm not sure what's bringing that heat in the Southwest, but alright, but we're going to go over our heat now. I'm going to start off with our actual temperatures, and it's already hot here in the Southwest. Like, already almost up to 100 degrees, despite it being early morning. But as you can see here, when this loads, we got two, I guess, I mean, you might be able to call it two heat waves. We're going to see how this is going. Yeah, as you can see, they're up here in the Great Plains. There's going to be widespread temperatures up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Up here in South Dakota, it could, or anywhere here, there could be isolated spots up to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So obviously it's getting pretty dang hot out there. But this actually is supposed to downtrend over the next few days. But if you live in Oklahoma, it's gonna be long lasting for a while. So, and right now it's far out enough to where we don't know exactly where the heat is gonna be. So anywhere in Oklahoma, I'd be ready. If you live in Dallas, Fort Worth, I'd be ready. Yeah, this heat wave is gonna die down, but it's expected to continue for weeks. And actually, the GFS shows this re-intensifying a bit. Alright, now let's go to the heat. This heat here in the Southwest. I mean, nothing looks too unusual over the next few days down here. I mean, it is the Southwest. It's gonna get hot. If this was in Maine, it would be considered a heat wave, but it is gonna get relatively hot here in the Southwest, up to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. I'd say, but here, look at this. California is gonna get pretty dang hot. let's go to our apparent temperatures. Let's go to, I guess, some feel-like temperatures. And we're going to see what this is showing. Yeah. Right now, it's still showing widespread temperatures up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. It's downtrended a little bit, you know. And that's like, this is feel-like temperatures, by the way. I mean, it's kind of crazy how this... But, like, I mean, it actually is still going to get pretty dang hot. Like, we're talking temperatures... Here, we're back up to temperatures widespread 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And then, obviously, it's going to shift south. Where it shifts south is where it's going to downtrend a bit. Even though it's still going to be insanely hot out here. Let's just go to this heat wave here. Or I don't know if I could really call this a heat wave. I swear I saw a temperature up here that was like 120 degrees Fahrenheit. But I guess I was just seeing things. Alright. Yeah. And that's your temperatures. Now let's go over our tropical activity, because this is just absolutely insanity here in the Pacific Ocean, specifically the Eastern Pacific. This right here is Hurricane Fausto, which originally was downtrending and was no longer expected to become a Category 2 hurricane, but it actually did become a Category 2 hurricane for a bit. In fact, it's still, I'm pretty sure it's still a hurricane, or Category 2 hurricane at the time I'm filming this, but it is expected to downtrend eventually to a Category 1 hurricane. The crazy thing is, though, it's expected to be a tropical storm, possibly into Hawaii. So what this is going to do is that this is going to cause some storm surge. And if this continues to trend in this direction, we probably will need to put, like, coastal flood warnings or storm surge warnings or something like that. Tropical storm warnings for Hawaii. Just do something to alert these people, because I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've not seen very many tropical storms make impacts on Hawaii in the past few years. But yeah, here's what the GFS is showing here. Oh no, this is not the GFS. Okay. Now, but yeah, that's Hurricane Fausto. We're gonna show you the jet stream here in a moment. This is Hurricane or Tropical Storm Genevieve, which just became a tropical storm, and is expected to intensify to a Category 1 hurricane by tomorrow. So, and has the capability of becoming a full-blown Category 4 hurricane. So, I mean, a lot of our hurricanes here in the Pacific Ocean have definitely downtrended, or tropical storms, with Tropical Storm Melita, and then Hurricane Fausto originally did downtrend before uptrending again. But this is uptrending. It's going in the wrong direction. We need to hope that this does downtrend, even though it's not supposed to make landfall anywhere. If you're doing any traveling through this area, you have to either make a different route or just cancel your plan or delay your plan, because like this is a full-blown Category 4 hurricane that's expected. And there will also probably be some high waves on the west coast of Mexico, if I had to guess. Now let's go over the GFS again, and this time I'm gonna go to a 300 millibar wind, excuse me. This is Hurricane Fausto. The GFS is showing that it's shifting way up to the north, because there's another system that's supposed to end up coming that's like literally, I don't know what this is showing, but what the GFS is showing here is that essentially this doesn't make landfall because it's pulled in, and all these tropical storms are pulled in. By the way, I don't know if this is a tropical storm. If it were to be one, it would be a giant one, but I don't know. about this. And that's definitely not Hurricane Foster, because this is Tropical Storm Frosto right here. But yeah, I'd still stay aware if you're in Hawaii, because... Oh, and I forgot to cover this. There is a 40% chance of development here in the next 2 days, and a 70% chance of development here in the next 7 days. And the GFS actually, for the first time, the GFS doesn't show anything for a high-risk tropical disturbance. Now let's go over here and see what this is showing. Again, this is Hurricane... What was this? Tropical Storm Geneva, which is expected to become a hurricane. This is about the point where it's going to be Category 3, Category 4, and it looks really organized. And this is just going to be a powerful Category 4 hurricane. I mean, I've not seen very strong tropical... dude, it's lagging me out. I've not seen... Oh my gosh, hang on. 1 second. I mean, I've been covering the Pacific Ocean for a while, and this is by far the strongest one that's anticipated. But I mean, there may be stronger ones to come. But yeah, it's kind of wild. I was originally thinking of doing Atlantic Ocean coverage for tropical storms, but like, I decided to do Pacific Ocean, and literally I've barely done Atlantic Ocean coverage. It's been mainly Pacific Ocean because of how active it's been this year. But yeah, get ready for this, and then so that'll be the end of today's super long forecast. I don't know if it's the longest forecast I've ever made, but it was definitely super long. And share this to someone so we can spread the word, and I'll see you guys in the next one.